Cancer, what karmic energy is resurfacing for you this season? Because it's time to release, manifest, and thrive. Past life wounding, toxic love timelines, and a bright new dawn. Your Cancer reading starts now. Hello Cancer, happy birthday and welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie and this is your Cancer season birthday reading. Today we are going to be doing the lovely Celtic Cross spread, which is very rich and deep, and it goes into many different aspects of what you might be dealing with in your season. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Remember, these are general readings, so take only what resonates and be sure to leave the rest. You can also check out the other readings on my channel or one of my lives as well. Be sure to stay to the end if you'd like to hear more about how to get involved in the creators community. We're going to start with your overall energy today. Cancer, I really felt like using the empaths oracle because Cancerians by nature are very sensitive and empathic. You've got number 17, Cancer, choosing your experiences wisely. Definitely important. This is a theme about making good decisions for yourself. This also plays into relationship dynamics at times, Cancer. So keep this in mind. For Cancer season, I don't only think it's important for you to choose your experiences wisely, but I think the better decisions you make that are more in alignment with your dreams and goals, the more you'll be able to amplify that energy. We definitely have what appears to be like a mountainous structure here with all of this color and vibrancy and creativity exploding out of it in a soft Cancerian way as well. This is very important for we as Cancers, I'm also a Cancer sun, to really choose our experiences wisely, make sure we're inputting our energy into things that are going to also give back, okay? Because this isn't about you depleting yourself. I can already see that in this reading here. You're kicking us off with the energy of the Ace of Wands. This is very passionate. This is creativity. It's lit up. It's brand new ideas. It's something that you really want to bring to life. And for some of you, I feel like you've already started to bring it into your reality field through taking passionate, aligned action. And that's what the Ace of Wands is all about. That energy is crossed, however, with the Wheel of Fortune. And to me, this feels like a slowdown because it's come up in the challenged position for us Cancers here. So we may feel really like lit up with something. We know we've got a good idea. We know we're onto something. Maybe we've even taken some of the initial steps with that being an ace there, but it's like, when are things going to come through? When am I going to get maybe even just some confirmation from the universe? Am I doing the right thing? Have I invested in the right thing? Going back to those decisions and those experiences, am I taking the right steps here? There could be a little bit of doubt because of the way the timing is unfolding. So maybe you're kind of still waiting for that breakthrough and you're here in Cancer season saying, where is it? It's Cancer season now, okay? Universe, it's payback time for me, for Cancer. And I feel that really deeply. I feel the frustration as well, and that's okay. This entire reading feels like an energy where ultimately we're going to have to get out of our own way with things here. So let's move along. In your needed focus, Cancer, we got the Four of Wands here. This is about creating stability with the passion. So the project that you're working on, the business you're creating, the new song you're writing, the words that you're trying to create into a book, you're really hoping for and intending for with this Cancerian season new moon maybe is that this brings you stability. I also feel in this energy, and we'll have to wait for the confirmations, but I do feel a hesitation here. I see one character reaching out on the other side of the portal. I really feel like that's where we want to be, but for some reason the masculine energy is holding back here. That's the active energy and the taking action. It's held back. For some of us, this Wheel of Fortune could mean we're slowing ourselves down or we're standing in our own way. The universe is attempting to bring in something, but there's a way in which we need to move or act in order to meet the universe halfway. And I get it. I get the frustration because I've been there. Like, when's it going to happen for me? When it's going to come through for me? Have I taken the steps? Or I've taken a lot of steps and why isn't it working out? And so this kind of energy energy has a little bit of a hold here, Cancer. Now, looking at the past energies, we've got an Emperor in the past. For some of you, this is going to be a toxic relationship dynamic showing up from the past. I feel that you learned a great amount from going through this unfortunate situation with this person. It does feel like whoever they were very controlling and in very controlling energies, but it's a false control where they really didn't have control. They were operating from the ego and maybe even from a narcissistic kind of personality disorder even, or just having a high level of narcissistic tendencies. I feel a lot of rigidity there, and it definitely feels like something to leave in the past and that you probably have left in the past, but sometimes there's that little bit of residue or that little bit of clearing or the voice that person planted in your head that tells you you can't, when in fact you actually can. And I would say because you are now free of that energy, you definitely can, okay? So for some of you, that's a relationship. It could also represent a toxic job environment, a business with a level of hierarchy that was just very toxic and ineffective as well. I get a lot of ineffective qualities coming up in the past. Maybe some of you are afraid, maybe I wasted too much time there. I should have been doing what I know I needed to do all this time. There can be a little bit of regret coming up as well. Looking to the future position, we've got the Five of Wands. Now, normally I'd say, oh, this is conflict. This is maybe being at war with others or having a hard time navigating other people. But in this particular case, Cancer, I think these are different aspects of ourselves that are coming up and causing a little bit of distraction. Now, what's good about this is you have the Ace of Wands, the needed focus is the 4. The natural movement would be into the 5. I don't see the Six of Wands coming up here yet. However, it may in the clarification. So we're going to watch for that. But this is a natural progression. I think that whatever you're putting your time and energy into, your passion here, your creative ventures, what you want to create for your life, it has more to do with than just to try to get the bills paid. This means something to you, right? And so it's really pulling you into your edges. It's helping you get to know yourself. And that's what I get with that 5. You're getting to know different aspects of the self. Sometimes when we get pulled to those edges, if you imagine like a 5-pointed star, when we get pulled into those narrow corners, it can be a little tough, right? It can feel very uncomfortable in those moments. And that's what I get that some of us are up against as we move through Cancer season. But in your heart and mind, if you can just remind yourself, and I've almost lost my voice as I'm going through the reading here. Some of you may have felt that your voice was taken away and you're having to reclaim your voice. And there's one way to do it, and that's by speaking. That's by going into these uncomfortable places. There's a feeling within me of tears, like I just want to cry. This is so hard at times. Why does this have to feel so uncomfortable? I want to feel more comfortable in my own energies here. Why is it so uncomfortable? And it's because this season is a turning point for us, Cancer. It is turning us in a new direction, but in order for us to get into the new groove, we have to fully let go of the past. And you know how we are with the past. Sometimes we just don't want to let go. Now, in your place of embodied empowerment, I always love seeing you, Cancer, the Queen of Cups here. However, I think there's a little bit of depleted energy showing up here in your place of embodied empowerment. And if you can make it a priority to fill your own cup first and not pour it out into others, like this Emperor energy from the past or into a job, it feels like there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, and it needs to be plugged up, okay? So it needs to be fixed here, Cancer, so that you're not giving all your vital energy away and having trouble operating from that overflow of your cup being full. Look at the people, the experiences, the decisions you're making. Which of them feel energy draining and which of them feel energy lifting, okay? And you want to go toward the energy lifting people and activities, all right? right? I'm also kind of getting this nudge to say, don't overextend yourself. I think some of you are very, very excited about what you're doing, and you should be, but let's be realistic about what you can accomplish in one day, in 1 week, in 1 month, okay? This is not a time to overextend yourself because you need to stay embodied and empowered. The Queen of Cups energy in her fullness, the cup is full, she's serving from the overflow. And so that's where we want to get. In your support and allies, you have the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. This could represent friends, loved ones, like soulmate kind of level relationships with others, people who support you, who would encourage you, who would see your journey. I'm not sure that these people know that you're feeling uncomfortable and that you might be feeling like you're struggling a bit, however, but they are definitely people who would brighten your day. For some of you, this is a spirit team that really has your back. It also, in the Northern Hemisphere, is very representative of your season. Sunny days and focusing on the good times, right? So maybe some of the fun energies, some of the more carefree energies that you can invite into your life would be really helpful there, whether they come in the form of a person or a spirit or maybe even an activity. And you know what you might get a double benefit from is if you push your comfort zone a little into a new activity that you feel like might be fun for you, that might help with some of that Five of Wands energy there and move it maybe a little quicker, because I feel like some of you are like, when is this going to happen for me, right? When is this goal that I've set, this passion that I have, when is it really going to start taking off? I know I have to do the work. I know I have to have my energy right, but I feel like I've been working on it. I've done some things, and man, it just feels like the universe just keeps pushing for more. That's where it gets a little tricky. That's where the Cancerian tenacity comes in, not to give up. And here in your environment, you have the Queen of Swords. I do think this represents the Cancerian tenacity. She is steadfast. She is very clear on her goals. So whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. The Queen energy is the behind the scenes groundwork that has to be set. This is confidence as well. This is the ability to speak about what you're passionate about. Here it is in your environment. Maybe some of you are practicing this right now, practicing speaking, practicing putting things into words, putting musical notes together, whatever your specific gift is. This is coming together quite nicely, I think, behind the scenes. The problem is the front of the stage, the front of the scenes, I'm not sure we're quite there yet. In your hopes and fears, you have the Five of Pentacles. There's that five again, pulling us into the edges. This is the fear of betrayal, rejection, abandonment. Will they like it? Will they not? Will they love me? Will they not? Will they listen? Will they not? Right? And I feel kind of this weeble wobble inside. I'm almost like my head is pulled side to side, and I feel like I kind of bang my head against this wall, and I'm just kind of trapped in this back and forth kind of mental energy here, and it represents fears. We'll see how we can clear those as we continue with the reading. Now, for the outcome, by the time Cancer season comes to an end, leave about 2 weeks before and after the season, okay? Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. This is feeling good. This is a renewed confidence. This is a renewed connection to your dreams, your goals, but in a way where it's from the heart space, where you're emotionally grounded in the energies and you're deeply connected to it. I really like having this energy here. The Cups is the water energy. That's your element. I think you're treading some tricky ground right now, but by golly, we're going to get there because of our fierce tenacity. So let's go back to this Ace of Wands and get some clarifiers for it. Cancer. I'm going to clear this deck just in case, because this energy is a little tricky. I'm not going to lie. It feels a little harsh at times, a little uncomfortable here. All right. And a little dependent on the decisions we make day in, day out. I probably should have drank more water today. That's a decision I could have made better, because I do feel like, oh, something's there that needs clearing. And I was just saying drinking water and clearing, and then I had to cut out like just this big burp that came out. Y'all, I'm feeling it for you. Trust me, I'm feeling it here. Now, good news, guys, for the Ace of Wands, we got the Fool, and there's that Six of Wands I was talking about. I was ready to see that, and I'm glad we're seeing it right out of the gate, because that means that this Nine of Cups here, it's already in you. You are already a winner inside of yourself. I also want to give you permission that as you're in these newer energies where you're like, this is new, I've landed myself someplace completely different, I've jumped off the ledge and I'm trying to build my wings on the way down. That's that Fool card energy, 0 point. You go from 0 point launching into something. And with the Six of Wands, this means you're already connected to the celebratory and successful energies, Cancer. So I really, really, really am so happy to see this here. It's right here already. I do think it's shrouded and maybe masked by some of these other energies you're going through, but it's there with this core passion that you have. So if you think about the thing that you love to do the most in life, and you think about how that serves others, and you get excited about it, that's built in. What's built in is that confidence of success. Let's look at this Wheel of Fortune, because here's where it kind of feels like, is time on my side? I'm running out of time. This isn't happening quick enough, or this is happening too fast and I feel overwhelmed. Things are too much. What is going on here? Cancer, I think I see the cycle. I think I finally see the cycle of what's happening to some of us here. We are working on filling that cup. Remember the Queen of Cups in the place of embodied empowerment. And so we're either feeling depleted and working on filling the cup, or we get the cup full and then we have to work on something with this Eight of Pentacles that takes away from our attention on the cup. And so we kind of feel like, okay, here I am. I've got my energy back. Maybe you took a timeout from people, kind of protected your energy for a little while, get the cup full. And then your work involves the next step of interacting with people or reaching out to someone or doing some level of even shadow work, maybe for some of you, and really putting your unique signature on it. Some of you may feel a little held back by conditions and standards and maybe the way other people are doing that. Like at times this could come forth as, like, if you're a writer or an artist, like a creative block. And I think it's just the struggle of trying to keep the cup full and overflowing while you're creating. I think some of you are getting ready to do things that are going to involve your engagement with other people in a big way. And so you really want to strike this balance, but it's not coming to you as easily as you would have liked. There may be some more adjustments to be made with this Eight of Pentacles. You may have to continue to tweak things a little bit for the rest of this season of your life while you work through these energies, but I do see you working toward that. So you do have the right things in place. It's just a challenge. It's a challenge to keep the cup full while you're really putting forward a lot of passionate energy toward what you want to build. And it's also, for others of you, it's those behind the scenes things. Remember, like, it's like, I gotta go get all of this text and things set up on the website so that I can premiere my product, or I can do this thing, or I have to first study all the lines for the play in which I'm going to act, and I'm trying to memorize the lines, and the day just seems to get away from me. I don't think you're always feeling the progress you're making. Remember our main card, though. Our major arcana card for Cancerians is the Chariot, and that is about firm and forward control and momentum. So it doesn't necessarily mean fast. At times the Chariot can move fast, at other times it's paused, at other times it's just a slow, strategic kind of growth or movement. And I think that's what some of us are really up against right now. We would like things to either go a little bit faster or a little bit slower, and the behind the scenes is a bit challenging right now. Maybe some of you still have some relationship energy to work out, or someone else in your family has needed you, for example, so you've gotten taken away from the self-focus. That's natural. Some of you have kids. I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So it can be a day-to-day challenge. For the Four of Wands in your needed focus, you got the Nine of Swords and the Page of Swords here. Cancer, are you trying to do it? Are you trying to do things like everybody else? Are you trying to move like everybody else? Is there someone, even a close mentor or coach? Like, let's say they've been super duper helpful, or you were inspired by someone. Sometimes, though, with the way that Cancer can absorb energies, once we let someone in through that hard exterior that we have, that shell, those energies can start to mingle with ours. And I'm wondering if that's not causing a little undue stress. Not in the way of like, oh my gosh, that person's toxic and I got to get away from them, but are their thoughts and ideas, as helpful as they are, not your original ideas? And so you're trying to come up with your way of doing it. And that is why you're kind of paused. That is why you're not following your greater being through the portal right now. It's because I have learned a lot from this person or this group or this training or this experience or this mentor, but I really need to figure out my own personal approach to this. And right now I feel a little bogged down in their way of doing things. And for some of you, that might involve boundaries of some kind as well, setting some boundaries. It's very interesting to see the Eight of Pentacles here. This is like putting your signature mark on things, right? Your stamp, your signature on a painting or your pen name on a book, whatever it might be. I feel like that's a struggle for some of you. You're getting swept into, I've got to do it exactly the way they've shown me or this won't work. And while there might be some fundamental truth to some of the steps that need to be done, I would hate to see that squash your creativity. So do keep that in mind. I mean, these could just be people you're looking at on social media thinking, oh, I have to do it that way, or I would love to do it that way. Or you could maybe see yourself getting inspired by them, but we also want to have our own unique way of doing things. And sometimes that takes adjustments. I think some of you are I'm making adjustments to that phase. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ooh, in the past, remember Cancers hanging on to this toxic relationship or person from the past that can be a little tricky for Cancer sometime. The Chariot and the Ten of Swords. There is definitely an ending to this, but Cancer, it did affect you. It affected your life. It affected your growth. It affected your evolution. Whether it was just a really draining job or someone's past betrayal and toxicity, it's over now, okay? I see that with the Ten of Swords. It's dead. It's over. But part of your personality, part of your confidence, part of the fundamental person that you are, the core of who you are, got tied up in that. And so maybe that's why with the Chariot and the Emperor being major arcana energies, that is why maybe it's been a little tricky. You've kind of had foot in the world of the past, making sure that's all cleared out, and a foot in the future. And yeah, this is some tricky navigation, but we want to remember why we're here, and we want to remember what we're going for and who we're here to serve. Cancers have to be very careful to make sure that they do fill their own cup first. Serve yourself first here, Cancer. This is very important because that's how you will remain empowered. For the Five of Wands in the future position, you got the Moon and the Knight of Wands. A whole lot of wands here. I mean, your passion about whatever it is you're doing is not going away, Cancer. It is not going anywhere anytime soon. You are going to be able to move through these more shadowy energies, the challenge, the discomfort, where things feel shrouded and unclear. The moonlight will actually light the path. And in the Moon card, we have the lobster coming out of the water to walk through this path here. It looks like it's positioned well to take the path through the portal there. Of all the signs in the zodiac that can handle this moon energy, it's us. It's the Cancerians, right? This is our natural energy. We're very familiar with it. I think right now it's that sense of, okay, the past is dead, but I am holding myself back. There's an impression or a lingering energy somewhere that I might need to clear out. I know it's not going to stop me ultimately, but for now it is not helping the situation when I'm being challenged to grow in unique ways and come out of my shell a bit. You're kind of in this balancing act. Let's look at the Queen of Cups in your place of embodied empowerment. Cancer, you got the 10 of Pentacles, and there's the Ace of Wands again that you started us off with. In your place of embodied empowerment, when I talked about what your passion is, maybe it's parenting, maybe it's art, maybe it's music, maybe it's writing, maybe it's speaking, maybe it's putting together a new product. Whatever came up for you as your passion in the very beginning, it is so aligned with your seat of power within yourself, with that Ace of Wands coming up again. Again, you're not going to give up on your hopes and dreams. What might help you stay empowered in this situation is envisioning it already done with the 10 of Pentacles. I know you're in the challenge role right now with that 8 of Pentacles, but when you're taking that step back from the 8 of Pentacles and you're saying, and you're working, and you take time, step back to fill the cup, what if you did a little visualization of, I'm already seeing it done. I'm seeing it accomplished. I'm seeing the success. And not only a visualization, but beginning to connect with that from the heart space. I just knocked out the Knight of Swords, so that's a yes from the universe there, okay? Coming at it from the heart space. And really, a couple of times, I really feel like the universe is trying to prevent me from speaking here. For some of you, gosh, I can feel that I almost want to tear up. I can feel that you've put the effort and the energy, and you're like, I've said the affirmations. I've done the things, Stephanie. I've done the things. So you are spiritually aware here. You are emotionally aware here, but circumstantially, something is getting in your way here, Cancer. And I don't know if it's someone else. I don't know if it's a timing thing. It's going to be different depending on your different situations, right? But if you are ever getting that feeling where you're cut off or your energy is drained, that would be the time to carve out in whatever way you can some peaceful moments for yourself so you can fill that cup. And for some of you, it might take more than just a peaceful moment here and again. Some of you may need a full spa day, a vacation, a trip to the ocean. I almost feel like I'm being prevented from talking. So I do feel like the universe wants to make sure that we move forward with a full cup here, that we move forward feeling full. Half a cup isn't going to do it. 3/4 of a cup isn't going to do it. 1 cup isn't even going to do it. It's got to be overflowing for us here. And that's what we're going for. But we're in this together. All right. And we're going to make it happen because in our support and allies, we have the Sun. We have our happiness on the line, clarified by new masculine energy, a new Emperor, and a King of Cups. That's us again, Cancer, the King of Cups. If there is any fear lingering about the energies of the Emperor of the past, rest assured you have redesigned the position. Even as I look at the different art in the deck, this Emperor is softer tones, softer colors. These are the decks I picked. This Emperor, more shadowy, more trapped in the ego. This Emperor, more confident, more strong. This is in your support and allies. Some of you have maybe also been working on manifesting resources, and I feel like the King of Cups with the Emperor there indicates to me that that's coming through, like the Sun for you. There's these moments, Cancer, where I feel like you're going along and you start to get that cup full and you start to feel really good and you're like, yes, yes, yes. And then something kind of interferes, takes your attention away, drains you, distracts you, whatever it might be. Then it kind of feels like the whole thing goes away. The whole thing's a wash. So much for my passions, right? But then you get a good night's sleep, you get your cup full again, and you start to see the path again, and this can be draining. This can be a draining energy. I do think it's going to pass. I think it's shifting for many of you this Cancerian season. So keep that tenacity. Let's keep moving with this. Ooh, in your environment here for the Queen of Swords, remember I said this is your confidence. This is it. This is your voice. This is it coming through. But I have felt cut off several times in this reading. We've got the 5 of Wands. I'm also getting, some of you may, I don't know if it's a timeline thing or maybe you have met someone that has triggered a soul memory. I do feel past life experiences coming in. I'm starting to want to close up again. I'm starting to want to close off. I'm going to say really clearly what I'm getting because I always present the information I'm getting, but it's kind of morbid. It feels like being strangled or beheaded or cut at the throat space, okay? And I got the devil here with it. And I think what we're looking at here for some of you is a past life energy where you literally, physically lost your voice, okay? Your airway was obstructed or cut off, and it is disturbing. It's disturbing. I certainly hope that this did not happen to you in current lifetime. If it did, my goodness, you're still here. Oh my goodness, like I hope your healing is going so well. But for many of you, I feel this is a past life where you got to this kind of state within yourself of confidence, and I'm ready to speak and I'm ready to share and I'm going to go out there. And then we have the Five of Wands, because we have the Five of Wands in your future position during this season as well. And so some of you not only are clearing something from this current lifetime's past, but a past life dynamic as well that prevented you from doing the work that you were meant to do, from sharing the voice that you were meant to share, from having that opportunity in that lifetime. Some of you, and I almost feel like crying again. This has been a very deep emotional reading for me to even do for us Cancers because I can feel it personally as well. Some of you may have spent many lifetimes trapped like that, and coming into these energies now where you're in uncomfortable edges for yourself, you're pushing over your own boundaries, and rightfully so. Maybe the better word is limits. You're pushing over the limits that maybe you've subconsciously set for yourself. This whole past life dynamic is coming back in and up to be healed. And I think that's why all these little, it feels like little side diversions and things, kind of side missions kind of come up for you and you get pulled off. Now, in your hopes and fears for the Five of Pentacles, you got the Two of Cups and the Strength card. Whew. Okay, so this is feeling a little bit better to me. This is an indicator, the Strength card is an indicator of Leo energy. So I think we're beginning to peer into also Leo season for you. I think you might have, at the time of you catching this, I think you have a couple months. It may be significant for something. It may be significant for partnerships for some of you. And so your subconscious, unconscious fears of being rejected, betrayed, abandoned here with the Five of Pentacles have affected and do have the potential to affect relationships if you don't stay strong in your connection to your passion with the Ace of Wands. If you don't hold strong to filling your own cup. That's the kind of energy that's coming through. And I'm going to tie it back again to the overall energy, number 17, choosing experiences wisely. Never in this reading did I ever feel like it was a good idea to get entangled with some of these energies of the past. You've got your own limitations that you're up against here. You've got your own challenges. You're healing past life stuff. Some of you may be healing current stuff in this lifetime. And so it would be normal and natural to have these fears arise, but sometimes they arise so they can be cleared. So if this is resonating with you, you might want to do a little clearing ritual of some kind. Clearing the voice, clearing the mind, clearing the space. These kinds of things may be helpful for you. For the Nine of Cups, oh my gosh, what a beautiful outcome. The Ten of Cups and the Death card. The Death card is total transformation. This card alone, being a major arcana card, says to me, you are going to make it through this, Cancer. You are going to make it through this. Your tenacity is going to carry it through and things will get easier. Maybe not in the short term, but in the long term. And much like I said in your place of embodied empowerment of visualizing it already there, also visualize how it will feel for you. So whether this is you out on the dating scene and manifesting a new partner, that new job where you just feel at home and part of a team, that project that you want to launch because you're going to be in such amazing service to others, the beautiful artwork that you create, taking it from selling on Facebook to creating your own Etsy shop or or maybe some of you are in that growth process where you're taking something smaller, making it larger. Maybe you do go to a craft fair in person, start networking with people, right? This kind of energy is coming out. It's very important that when we're looking at an outcome like that we have some sort of heart-to-heart connection with that. So I want you to imagine not only what does it look like, what does it feel like to be in the energies where I want to be after I've taken the steps and done the work. And I just had to clear out a section of the reading again because I had to take a big yawn and get more oxygen. So Cancer, we're going to close off the reading with the Rose Oracle here. We're going to get a special card just for you. But also, I want to remind you to just stick around for a few more moments after, and I'll tell you about all the exciting things going on in the creators community that you could participate in. Cancer, you've got the Rose Thread, Inner Calling, Soul Led, the Mystic, Living Courageously. And what a beautiful statement to go along with the outcome that we've just looked at. Yes, let's acknowledge that you are going through some uncomfortable situations. You are going through some definite clearing of the past, and we've got to get all that cleared out so that your beautiful calling can be shown to the world, that your beautiful, mystical, empathic sensitivities can reach their maximum potential here. Pulling on that beautiful rose thread. Keep filling your cup here. Very, very watery energy showing up in this card here. Very much a card of hydration and mirroring, and also coming together, the coming together of the energies here with the Rose Oracle. And I love to see that. Thank you so much for sticking around, Cancer. I would like to welcome all my new subscribers if you've just recently joined. If you haven't subscribed, maybe consider it. We have a beautiful community here. We're still relatively small, but we would love to have you on board. I do lives every Friday at 10 a.m. Central, and then every other Sunday evening at this time from 7 to 8 p.m. Central. I do live Q&A where you can come on and get a mini reading, a free mini reading in a beautiful community, beautiful hour to hang out with other people and participate in the live chat and get a mini reading. So we're having a lot of fun with those lives. And then of course I post videos consistently throughout the week. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. If you've resonated with this, I so appreciate the thumbs up on the video, and I invite you to make any comments that call to your heart. So if you're working on taking the next step, claim that in the comments. Let's hear what you're doing. Don't be afraid to shine, Cancer. Cancer, thank you so much for joining this reading today. Happy Cancer season. Happy birthday. Everything is working out in your favor. You just have to trust and stay aligned with your passion. I wish you all so many blessings, and may all that you give to me and the creators community return to you 1,000-fold. I'll see you next time.